So with that being said, I think we can open the floor for the first subject of verses. John, did you want me to take this first topic, or did you want to do it?
Not too high. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so I'll do it then.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That was a great intro, by the way. Very solid.
Thank you. I had it all written down in front of me.
You're actually preparing before the show? That's so nuts.
Well, I mean, that's the entire show. Like we've said before, we write out all of them when we rehearse, so that's why it's such a smooth sailing ship.
All right. Needless not delay this versus any longer. 'Cause like you said, this is a heated conversation in the community, in the world right now. Let us have our 2 cents. Did you say you had category 1?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to take it. First category, kind of ironic given like our backstory with our show and like kind of what happens in the main show. Don't want to like have it bleed over into the after show because they are two completely different segments. But that being said, I just wanted to preface because once people hear this, they'll be like, "Wait a second, is this a main show?" No, this is still versus. This is the after show. So the first category is Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So, as we all famously know, Carlos Mencia was performing one night at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, California, Hollywood specifically, on the Sunset Strip. Feel free to visit. They have great drink specials. You only need to buy 2 and pay too much for a ticket to get in, and you'll have yourself an okay time. That being said, Carlos Mencia was on one of the performances, and he was, as they say, ambushed by one Mr. Joe Rogan and put on the spot for not even allegedly, definitely stealing material from, maybe America's favorite comedian, Ari Shaffir. Really, really standout guy who makes great jokes, a great writer, a brilliant comedic mind.
Well, the joke that was stolen too was it was a very smart take.
Very original, yeah, no one else had done it. So that being said, like, he put him in his place. Carlos Mencia, as we all know, was kind of at his peak at that time, had his own Comedy Central show, was given a lot of clout, and Joe Rogan put a kibosh on it. He said, "No, you're taking material from people. Also, your name's not actually Carlos Mencia." And that really exposed a lot of people. It opened eyes that had been closed before. And then he's like, "Hey, also, by the way, you smoke DMT?" That part got cut out of the video, but it was an important question. And he invited him to the float tank after, and they kind of worked things out. But that being said, Rogan was not a fan. Whereas Joe Rogan Experience is based on the name Jimi Hendrix Experience. Jimi Hendrix performed with Santana at Woodstock.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Fucking Christ.
So, John, I'll let you correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Carlos Santana wins the Joe Rogan category.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I could have sworn it was going to go Carlos Mencia. But that fucking pun is just so bad and disrespectful to one of the world's greatest guitar players. That, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're equals. One was on news radio, one transcended music.
And time and space. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Santana takes
So that's one for Carlos Santana.
Real quick, I want to do my impression of Joe Rogan. Hey Jamie, pull up that video of me putting Carlos Mencia in his place. Wow! Look at me yell at him. Wow!
Holy shit!
I just yell at him. Wow!
And that's just going on in the world. That's just happening right now.
Hey, try Alpha Brain.
We're just sitting here. We got guys complaining. Oh, can we break verses for a second? Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, sidetrack. Back to Chris D'Elia being on Joe Rogan. One of the things they both said is like, no matter how you feel about Trump, you got to admit he's funny. And they were both like, yeah, man, he's funny. I was like, ooh. And okay, back to verse.
Funny, like he knows what a joke is.
Go check out the clip, gang. We'll leave it at that. Also, Chris D'Elia fucking sucks. Anyways, back to verses.
This actually hurts to wear.
Category 2, John, I believe it is your turn.
Oh, this brings us to category number 2. Of course, that is, does this person has this person profited off of making fun of mentally challenged people?
Wow.
So we'll start off with Carlos Santana, uh,
Hmm.
rock star, toured from what the early '70s to now.
Well, yeah, late 60s, I'd
Uh,
say.
and still touring to this day, from what I understand. I think impressive. During that long span and career, I can't remember one time him ever towards. I mean, then again, it's a long career, and I'm a young guy. There might have been something in this past that I don't know
Yeah.
about. Maybe it was an early song that if one of our fans can tell me, he's like, yeah, he wrote this one song, and so yeah. But the other side
Yeah,
of the
I
coin
don't
is,
think he's done any Black Eyed Peas level material.
thank you. Yeah, I was trying to find like a reference. Thank you. And then that brings us a spotlight over to Carlos Mancia, which, yeah, I mean, if his famous
Its whole
Comedy
entire
Central
career.
show, yeah, I think every character was as he claimed. I'm not even gonna say it. We all know.
No, yeah, yeah. His version of "Here's your sign" was a derogatory term.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And,
um,
and he's like, no, I can say it because they love me. Like, what are you
mhm.
talking about? So,
Well, it's like, well,
and,
no, I don't mean it that way, and like that's like the ultimate sign of like, oh, well, then you don't get the impact of words, my man, because it's not necessarily context that because context to you is different context to others, and that's how empathy works. So if you're actually a good comedian, you can go, oh, you don't want me to use that word anymore? Okay, I'll rewrite these jokes using different words, and since I actually have the capacity to be funny, I can find a way to still be funny,
yeah,
as opposed to, oh, well, actually, no, this is the only reason why this provokes a laugh is because people are hearing a triggering word, for lack of a better term, that either evokes uncomfortableness, or just that sense of, oh, you shouldn't be saying that. And sometimes that evokes laughter, but oftentimes that can evoke either anger or actual hurtfulness. And to ignore that and blame that on a culture just means you're ignorant and care only about yourself, and you suck. But that being said, Carlos Mencia does get a point
I think so. I think
for
so.
doing that, so it is 1-1.
All right, there you go. 1-1, bringing us into category number 3 in the heated debate of Carlos Santana versus Carlos Mencia.
And I mean, I think everyone kind of saw this one coming, but it is collaborations with Rob Thomas. Classic third category. It kind of transcends even this discussion. Like this was one we usually kind of bring up.
Yeah.
That being said, I do know Rob Thomas does have some acting credits. He's been on shows such as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's done some stuff here and there, but I'm pretty sure he's never actually directly worked with Carlos Mencia on any of his projects to date. But who knows what the future holds? Maybe they'll end up kind of getting together. But as we have discussed previously, uh, Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana have worked together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we've touched on that. I don't really think we need to dive too much into it, but if you don't know, you can go ahead and look up our previous episodes, or simply just Google Rob Thomas, Carlos Santana, and
And
there's
a
a treasure
whole, yeah,
trove.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a treasure trove of information there where they did in fact work.
Google.com.
Yeah, Google.com/ have Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana ever done anything together? And the answer will, Google just write back, yes.
HTTP semicolon // World
And
Wide
then
Web.
Google will just pull up a page that just says yes. It won't have a link or anything. It'll just say yes. So that's a point for Carlos Santana.
Oh wow! Okay, so it's 2 for Carlos Mencia, 1 for Carlos
Two for
Mencia.
Carlos Santana, one
Yeah,
for Carlos Santana.
absolutely. Um, in the debate of which one is better, of course. This brings us into category 4, which I have, if that's all right.
Hmm.
That is, of course, which one of these subjects can do more push-ups?
Wow.
Yeah. Now,
Um,
I didn't know off the top of my head. I actually had to go again. Throw out our sponsor, Google.com. I had to go to
thank
Google.com.
you, Google.
I went to Google.com/, how many push-ups between Carlos Mencia and Carlos Santana could do more of, and it brought me to a page that actually said Santana in the peak of his like lifetime physical health as a younger man was able to do actually 112 push-ups.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And that right next to it I have the stat for Carlos Mencia that just said he was fat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, Google doesn't lie, so we don't even have to go to our last category because that's 3 points for Carlos Santana.
Oh, whoops. Right. Okay. Damn it. I thought I
What
had
do you
this
mean,
right.
whoops? No, 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 no. Like we decided,
Okay. Okay.
it's 3-1. I was thinking maybe we are gonna say Carlos Mencia did 114 push-ups, but that's okay. Um, turns out he didn't. So Carlos Santana has 3 points, and he's better. He's better than Carlos Mencia.
Dip and roll. Dip and roll. Yeah. So that's what happened.
Yeah,
3-1. Carlos
3-1.
Santana
Yeah.
won.
Sorry, Carlos
It
Mencia.
finally
Today's
happened.
not
We
your
didn't
day.
have to go to our. Pardon me.
Oh, I just said today's not your day, Carlos Mencia. Carlos Santana has won. Um, because that's the thing. Like sometimes it's kind of a rocky road to get to victory for some of our topics, but for Carlos Santana, everything kind of went smooth.